welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in to The Weak Spots. I am your host and founder of The Weak Spots, Corey Bradford. Here today, I am here with my new friend, Cherin. He is the founder of Cherin and I's podcast on Google, on Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Chris, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell the viewers, you're a new face, so let's know a little bit.
All right, what's going on? My name is Cherin, as Corey said. I'm 28 years old. I just moved back to New York City with my wife, Kristen. We just moved into a place together in the West Village. We actually just recently got legally married. We got married on October 10th, so it's very new, very fresh. We were supposed to be getting married in Italy at the time, but COVID is happening, and so we had to run with the punches and find a way to bring joy into it regardless. We really wanted to keep our date, so we're glad that we did that. But before the pandemic, we were both on jobs. We're both performers. She's primarily a dancer, I'm primarily a singer, and we were both actually working when the pandemic hit. So ever since then, it's been sort of a struggle trying to find a way to get back onto our feet, but we're just so happy to be back in New York City. It's really just, the energy in the city is unlike anything I've ever experienced before. It's just, everybody is really careful and caring, and just, it feels really good to actually be here. So finding ways to stay motivated despite everything being shut down.
I did not know that you guys were planning on getting married in Italy. That's news. That's literally news to me.
Yeah, so it's still happening next year. We just postponed it, but it's going to be in Tuscany at this private villa. Yeah. Yeah, we go big, around here. Yeah.
I must say, your wedding pictures, I might put some of your wedding pictures if that's not creepy enough. Those pictures were amazing. I love those pictures. I told you when I first saw them, I said, I'm 22 years old. Wedding marriage is nowhere in sight for me, and those pictures alone made me want to get married. So I love them. They are so beautiful. You guys are so beautiful. Yeah, she is, yeah. So let's go ahead and get started. So I definitely love talking about this topic with you, about our purpose and why we think we're really here on this earth, and what our this whole being is about. I listened to your podcast and I knew what you were about too, and I said I definitely want Chris on the show, and I think that we really vibe and we level a lot with our emotions and how we view and perceive life. I wanted to dive into this topic today, purpose, because it's something that was it really showed itself to me this year during the pandemic. And I wanted to talk to you about what is purpose to you? What do you view purpose as?
Totally. I hear you 100% and agree with everything you've said so far, honestly. And to me, it's a difficult question, but to me, very as simply as I can say it, I think purpose is not necessarily what you do, but it's how you do it. And so I think, going off of previous conversations that we've had, so it's not necessarily in a task or an accomplishment or an achievement or in something specific that is done. I think of purpose as this life force, this kind of spirit or soul inside of you, deep, all the way down, the deepest part of you. So it's so pure and genuine to you as the individual that sort of the mission of finding purpose goes hand in hand in my mind with sort of unlocking and seeing that life force and that light and that spirit as simply and as easily as we can see our hands or our face when we look in the mirror. I think the journey is about feeling it as a real presence, just like our mind, just like our body, and so purpose to me, yes, it's more of how we are doing things, how we're making choices, how we're making relationships, and how we're going about our days.
The pandemic showed me that my purpose did not lie in one thing. I put my purpose, I put my identity, I put my worth in theater, and I love theater. It's my passion. I love to do it. And just because I realized my purpose wasn't in that does not negate, my love for it. However, I realized that my purpose is more so, making people happy and making people smile and sharing, in the joys of life with people. And I thought that the only way to do that was through theater. I don't think anyone's purpose is really gonna ever be done, you know? I think sometimes I think a lot of people, if not everyone, leaves this earth with unfinished things, unfinished business. And I think that is left up to us to carry on things like that, you know? And I feel like, you know, I ask myself the question, I'm gonna spring this one on you, like, you think like someone else's purpose can kind of be like not completed for someone else to come in and do wonders with it, you know?
That is like right up the alley of what I believe. Like I believe in like the passing of souls, okay? So I think that like bodies and we can really get into it. I don't want to get off topic, but like bodies and everything like physical that we can experience through the five senses, to me, is all just completely a fabrication, essentially. Like it's all, let me rephrase. It's more of just, it's passing, you know what I mean? It comes and goes, it fades away. Like we're all just atoms that, you know, crumble into the dust eventually. Like, but like similar to how I envision like what purpose is, like our soul, our spirit, it transfers. So I think that when we throw around the term like old soul, you know, it's really, to me, I really do believe that like imagine this soul like passing through time and space, whatever this construct is, and sort of picking up other sort of pieces along the way to then jump into this new body and be able to grow and expand and evolve, and then to then pass on and then travel through space and time and then come into another body. And just like, I feel like, yes, I think that we are always unfinished, you know? I had this thought, and like now that I'm coming closer to the age of 30, I think I had this thought when I was 18, graduating high school. I'm like, oh, 30, you know, I'll figure it out. Like, I'll have it all laid out in front of me, good to go. Like, life will be set, you know? And like, to know that I'm nowhere closer to any sort of answer in my life now that I'm, way closer to 30 than I am to 20, you know? I think it's about, like you said, just saying yes and embracing that. Just like when we talked in the podcast, like, you know, you're gonna learn how to just like fall on your face in front of people, and you're getting so much better at it. Like, who gives an F, you know? Like, because you own that, you recognize that like you are unfinished, you are imperfect, you are a goofball, you are sometimes crazy, and it's just like those things are beautiful, and like you're living your life, and if you're doing it genuinely, even if it's silly or crazy or whatever, like BS we want to attach to it, like it's you, and that's what's precious about it.
Yeah, I think once we accept that, you know, and it takes a while, and it also is like there's no guidebook to understand this, you know? So once we can wrap our heads around it and comprehend this life and this experience that we're all sharing in, I think then we can accept it, and then there comes a little bit of relief and a sense of not taking yourself too seriously and not being so hard on ourselves and on other people. I definitely think that, you know, it's something beautiful and something that we should always remind other people too, because not everyone's gonna have the same revelation. That's why I do this, because not everyone's on the same journey. Not everyone's on the same journey as you and I, you know, and we're not even on the same journey as each other. But I think that someone might learn this at this point in the journey, someone might learn that same thing at a later part of the journey. All that matters is that you learn it, you know, and that you become aware to it and you accept it as your truth and something beautiful, and that you grow from it and you use it to help other people and to make life better for yourself and for those you love and for the people around you. I think that is definitely one of the biggest things we can do in this life, is to make is sharing the joy of it with each other. Yeah, so is there any last things you want to say? Anything that's on your heart about this topic? Anything just like in general that you just want to get out there and just say?
I was just going off what you were saying. I think it needs to be said, like, you know, once we sort of learn these things, and that awareness comes into play, and like understanding ourselves better, our purpose, and then how we can share that, how we can spread love and joy, which I think is definitely a responsibility of all human beings. I think once we get there, that's when it starts, you know? Like, it could take somebody a whole lifetime to get there, but I think once you get there, it really is about building from there, from that awareness, and just learning and continuing to strive to learn and just have a passion for learning and you know, putting attention into your creative endeavors and just like keeping yourself active in the pursuit of what it is that you want. Like that never ends, because once you get here, you want to get here. And if you chase after, you know, your wants and your needs, like that's how things grow and evolve. And I mean, that's how you build a full life, in my opinion. I mean, we're only here for such a short amount of time, which is something that I don't like to dwell on, but it is a very real truth that why not just go 110% all the time, you know? And I'm speaking to try to influence, because I don't do this in my life. But just talking with you, like, you know, it's for the viewers, but right now in this moment, like us talking, like this is filling me with passion and like hope and joy. Like that's even what it's about, like the two of us right now. And just like, it's really important to seek out those connections. I think that, like, to wrap it all up, sort of like I feel with you, like my purpose really is to connect people and to connect them to my soul and to their souls and to our hearts, and like try to make a difference that way.
Chris, thank you so much for participating in this with me and choosing to be a part of my crazy ideas and visions and projects. Yeah, I definitely, you know, connect with you, and I hope that the people who are watching right now connect with both of us and the message and the topic today. Again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to go and check out Chris's podcast, it'll be linked below. Sharing Feelings, the podcast. Go ahead, check out all his wedding photos, because they are beautiful. And make sure you guys like us on Facebook. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Until next time, guys, thank you so much. Bye.